is you can just look at the transients and move them. So this is how this works. If I wanted to custom work this set, it's on beat. So I mean, I can turn on the metronome. Check that. The volume for the metronome is this little headphone icon here. So if I wanted to, it's on beat. But let's say I want to creatively move stuff around. So warping works like this. These little faint white lines or gray lines are called pseudo warp markers. So they're just kind of telling live where the audio is, but if you want to create an actual warp marker, you have to double click, it turns yellow, and this locks the samples into place. So now, if I move this, you see how with 5, with 7 and earlier, you're moving the timeline, with 8, you're moving the audio.
Yeah, that's cool, so it can show you, instead of the thing moving slower fast, it shows you what the audio is doing. That does make a lot of sense. That's totally does make more sense.
We can use this to come up
wow, that is definitely cool.
Really creative stuff. And you also see it snapping to my grid here. As I zoom in, the grid gets finer. It's called an adaptive grid, and I can have finer control. You can also hold down options to just slide without snapping to the grid.
Oh, that's we can change it right to triplets and whatever by control 1, 2, 3.
So I'm gonna do some extreme time stretching just to show some extreme effects and to show these different warping modes. So you can hear this is in beats mode, and it's got the preserve transients option. So this is usually the best for drums, not always, but usually. Beats are or these subdivisions are what you have in 7 and before, but with 8 you have the absolute option to do transients, which is especially good with the older songs where you won't, it's not necessarily perfectly even 16th, 8th quarter note subdivisions. If it has some kind of groove to it, transients is going to be what you want. So you can hear though when we start time stretching the audio, you hear the interpolation. That's the big thing with these different warp modes. It's going to affect the time stretching. So you can hear that it's as if we've pulled the sample apart and then like interpolated in between them. With so we can go to tones, which is generally for more tone-based instruments, but you can hear that effect. We have the option to adjust the grain size, and that's just the takes, But if you're doing movie stuff or video games, that could be a cool sound. And you could, stretch it even further if you want. So texture is kind of similar, but it's got an extra random control for the grains.
So beats is better than complex for working songs, old songs, or
it's like with music, nothing's better or worse. They're just different. So the guys at Ableton say that beats is better for beats, and the complex is better for full songs.
Yeah,
that's generally
complex does sound like sometimes, but then sometimes
generally
it sounds really weird.
But the
sounds like underwater.
is only an 8.
So I'll jump down to complex. Complex is in 5 too, right?
Correct. Yeah.
Yeah. There's a new one called Complex Pro, which is only an 8. But this is complex.
It does. It almost sounds more musical.
Yeah.
I agree. It also uses more of your computer processing resources. So you can't really have too many complex going at the same time. This is Complex Pro, which is similar but gives you a format and an envelope parameters to control. It's really cool on vocals, especially vocals. You can change the formants, which a formant is like a harmonic resonance. The best example is like different people's throats make their voices sound different, so the way your throat is shaped is like a formant.
You can have a high voice that still sounds like a man, but it's
Yeah.
a high voice, but it's like that. Does you hear gravel in there?
The best way to explain a format is to just go, "Ah, wow,
Yeah.
wow." So that's what the format control sounds like on vocals. You can kind of like just
Tweak it. And
tweak the harmonic resonance of the sound. That like it's still this but I'm changing that. Okay, and then there's repitch, which is different in that all these other warping modes separate time and pitch. You can change the pitch without affecting the time. You can affect the time without affecting the pitch. Repitch is just an analogy to turntables. how you would speed the sound up, it would change the pitch up. If you slow the sound down, it would lower the pitch. So if I select repage,